Hello and welcome back to Daily Bible Quiz. Today, we have 21 challenging questions to test your familiarity with the Holy Bible. But before we dive into the quiz, if you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Also, don't forget to drop a comment sharing how many questions you got right. Are you ready to prove just how well you know the scriptures? Let's dive straight in. In the book of Daniel, what is the interpretation of the handwriting on the wall at Belshazzar's feast? A. Destruction of the kingdom. B. Favorable decree. C. Divine blessing. D. Military victory. You get 10 seconds. The correct answer is A. According to the book of Daniel chapter 5, verses 25 to 28. The handwriting on the wall was a divine message predicting the downfall of Belshazzar's kingdom. What was the name of the disciple who replaced Judas Iscariot among the 12 apostles? A. Timothy. B. Silas. C. Barnabas. D. Matthias. You get 10 seconds. The correct answer is D. Acts 1 verse 26. So they nominated two men, Joseph called Barsabas, also known as Justus, and Matthias. Then they prayed, Lord, you know everyone's heart. Show us which of these two you have chosen to take over this apostolic ministry, which Judas left to go where he belongs. Then they cast lots, and the lot fell to Matthias, so he was added to the 11 apostles. In the New Testament, who was struck blind on the road to Damascus and later became an influential apostle? A. Barnabas. B. Paul. C. Silas. D. Timothy. You get 10 seconds. The correct answer is B. Acts chapter 9, verses 3 to 9. Saul, later known as Paul, experienced temporary blindness on the road to Damascus before his conversion. What is the significance of the number 153 in the Bible? A. Days of creation. B. Fish caught by disciples. C. Years of captivity. D. Prophetic years. You get 10 seconds. The correct answer is B. John 21 verse 11. The number 153 represents the miraculous catch of fish after Jesus' resurrection. Who was the prophet who was fed by ravens during a time of drought? A. Elijah. B. Elisha. C. Isaiah. D. Jeremiah. You get 10 seconds. The correct answer is A. 1 Kings chapter 17 verses 4 to 6. You will drink from the brook, and I have directed the ravens to supply you with food there. So he did what the Lord had told him. He went to the Korath ravine, east of the Jordan, and stayed there. The ravens brought him bread and meat in the morning and bread and meat in the evening, and he drank from the brook. What is the name of the place where Jacob dreamt of a ladder reaching to heaven with angels ascending and descending? A. Hebron. B. Peniel. C. Bethel. D. Beersheba. You get 10 seconds. The correct answer is C. Genesis chapter 28 verses 17 to 19. He was afraid and said, How awesome is this place! This is none other than the house of God, this is the gate of heaven. Early the next morning Jacob took the stone he had placed under his head and set it up as a pillar and poured oil on top of it. He called that place Bethel, though the city used to be called Luz. Which disciple denied Jesus 3 times before the rooster crowed? A. John. B. James. C. Peter. D. Andrew. You get 10 seconds. The correct answer is C. Matthew chapter 26 verses 69 to 75. Then he began to call down curses, and he swore to them, I don't know the man. Immediately a rooster crowed. Then Peter remembered the word Jesus had spoken, before the rooster crows, you will disown me 3 times. And he went outside and wept bitterly. Who was the high priest at the time of Jesus' trial and crucifixion? A. Nicodemus. B. Annas. C. Gamaliel. D. Caiaphas. You get 10 seconds. The correct answer is D. Matthew chapter 26 verses 57 to 68. Caiaphas served as the high priest during the events leading to Jesus' crucifixion. In the book of Judges, who was the only female judge of Israel? A. Deborah. B. Jael. C. Miriam. D. Huldah. You get 10 seconds. The correct answer is A. Judges chapter 4 verse 4. Deborah served as a judge and prophetess in Israel, leading the people during a time of oppression. What is the name of the servant girl who recognized Peter when he denied knowing Jesus? A. Tabitha. B. Rhoda. C. Dorcas. D. Salome. You get 10 seconds. The correct answer is B. Acts chapter 12, verses 12-17. Peter knocked at the outer entrance, and a servant named Rhoda came to answer the door. When she recognized Peter's voice, she was so overjoyed she ran back without opening it and exclaimed, Peter is at the door. Which book of the Bible contains the love chapter that describes the characteristics of love? A. Colossians. B. Romans. C. Ephesians. D. 1 Corinthians. You get 10 seconds. The correct answer is D. 1 Corinthians chapter 13. This chapter is often referred to as the love chapter for its beautiful exposition on the nature of love. Who was the father of King Solomon? A. David. B. Saul. C. Solomon. D. Rehoboam. You get 10 seconds. The correct answer is A. 2 Samuel chapter 12 verses 24-25. David and Bathsheba's son Solomon succeeded David as king. Which Old Testament character had a fleece that he used as a sign from God? A. Moses. B. Elijah. C. Samuel. D. Gideon. You get 10 seconds. The correct answer is D. Judges chapter 6 verses 37-40. Gideon said to God, If you will save Israel by my hand as you have promised, look, I will place a wool fleece on the threshing floor. If there is dew only on the fleece and all the ground is dry, then I will know that you will save Israel by my hand, as you said." And that is what happened. Gideon rose early the next day, he squeezed the fleece and wrung out the dew, a bowlful of water. In the book of Daniel, which king threw Daniel into the lion's den? A. Darius. B. Nebuchadnezzar. C. Belshazzar. D. Cyrus. You get 10 seconds. The correct answer is A. Daniel chapter 6, verses 15 to 16. Then the men went as a group to King Darius and said to him, "Remember, your majesty, that according to the law of the Medes and Persians no decree or edict that the king issues can be changed." So the king gave the order, and they brought Daniel and threw him into the lion's den. The king said to Daniel, "May your God, whom you serve continually, rescue you." In the book of Job, who challenged Job's faithfulness and integrity? A. Zophar. B. Bildad. C. Satan. D. Eliphaz. You get 10 seconds. The correct answer is C. Job chapter 1 verses 9 to 11. Then Satan answered the Lord, "Does Job fear God for nothing? Have you not put a hedge around him and his household and everything he has?" Which disciple was a tax collector before becoming a follower of Jesus? A. Matthew. B. Mark. C. Luke. D. John. You get 10 seconds. The correct answer is A. Matthew chapter 9 verse 9. Matthew, also known as Levi, was a tax collector before Jesus called him to be a disciple. What was the name of the prophetess who recognized baby Jesus as the Messiah in the temple? A. Deborah. B. Anna. C. Huldah. D. Miriam. You get 10 seconds. The correct answer is B. Luke chapter 2 verses 36 to 38. There was also a prophet, Anna, the daughter of Penuel, of the tribe of Asher. She was very old, she had lived with her husband 7 years after her marriage, and then was a widow until she was 84. She never left the temple but worshipped night and day, fasting and praying. Coming up to them at that very moment, she gave thanks to God and spoke about the child to all who were looking forward to the redemption of Jerusalem. Which disciple doubted Jesus' resurrection until he saw and touched the wounds? A. Peter. B. James. C. Thomas. D. Andrew. You get 10 seconds. The correct answer is C. John chapter 20 verse 25. So the other disciples told him, "We have seen the Lord." But he said to them, "Unless I see the nail marks in his hands and put my finger where the nails were, and put my hand into his side, I will not believe." In the New Testament, who was the husband of Mary, the mother of Jesus? A. Joseph. B. Zechariah. C. Joachim. D. Elizabeth. You get 10 seconds. The correct answer is A. Matthew chapter 1, verse 16. Joseph, a descendant of David, was the husband of Mary and the earthly father of Jesus. What is the name of the city where Jesus performed his first recorded miracle by turning water into wine? A. Nazareth. B. Capernaum. C. Bethsaida. D. Cana. You get 10 seconds. The correct answer is D. John chapter 2, verses 1 to 11. On the third day, a wedding took place at Cana in Galilee. Jesus' mother was there, and Jesus and his disciples had also been invited to the wedding. When the wine was gone, Jesus' mother said to him, "They have no more wine." What Jesus did here in Cana of Galilee was the first of the signs through which he revealed his glory, and his disciples believed in him. Who was the Old Testament figure known for his patience, despite enduring great suffering? A. Job. B. Moses. C. Abraham. D. Isaac. You get 10 seconds. The correct answer is A. Job chapter 1, verses 21 to 22. Job endured immense suffering, yet he did not sin or blame God, displaying remarkable patience. How did you fare? Drop a comment below sharing how many questions you got correct. We'd love to hear from you. Remember, whether you aced it or learned something new today, the Word of God is always full of wonders waiting to be explored. Now, if you enjoyed this quiz, please give this video a thumbs up, and don't forget to share it with your friends and family.